Hey, Sergeant Pete here from bullpupforum.com. Going to be doing a bayonet lug installation on the RFB. Kel-Tec has it in stock, at least they do at the time of this video, and got one in the mail yesterday. UPS actually brought it to the house. So it's a pretty simple installation. We're going to thread it on here, and then there's a set screw. So we'll go over the parts list and then the installation. Here's the parts kit from Kel-Tec. Just got this yesterday, and first opportunity I've had to put it on. So obviously there's the threaded ring with the bayonet on it, and then the set screw, and of course a hex key. It also has the instructions that come with it. So it's got part list on one side and instructions on the other. Kind of obvious it goes on to the threaded part of the rifle and then locks down with the set screw. It does give the depth, I guess, for lack of a better term, of 4 3/4 inches for an approximate bayonet. So we're going to put that on today and see what it looks like. With the RFB, we'll do a function check. Kind of a unique situation with the RFB, in that you have to look underneath if the magazine gone into the barrel for a function check. So safety check. So from that we'll lock the bolt back and then take a peek in there, and as you can see just up in here, and you can feel with your finger that the barrel, the chamber, is empty. Again, kind of tough to see in there, but that's how that works. So, weapons safe, we're ready to go. Okay, so we've got the threaded lug. It comes pretty clean and it appears to be greased, which makes sense from a storage standpoint, a retail standpoint. But I'm going to add some rim oil to it just to loosen it up a bit. The nice part about the Remington oil here is that it's a Teflon lubricant, and it does evaporate away. So get that on there, get it set, and have a little bit of protection. But as far as it being liquid and getting gunked up, the evaporation is kind of a nice feature. So I'm going to use that pretty liberally inside these threads, and hopefully that'll ease the installation a bit. Alright, obviously we're going to slip this over the flash hider, trying not to mark the barrel at all. And notice that I've got where the bayonet accepts, where the lug accepts the bayonet towards the front of the weapon, of course. The set screw will go towards the rear once it's done. So we'll get that started here, which is always the fun part. And I can feel the machining a little bit. It's a tight twist on the thing, and as we go down, hit these new threads, it'll get pretty tight. I think from my test fit, it appears that we're going to go down pretty far to get that 4 3/4 inches that's talked about in the instructions. Okay, so after screwing it down, we've got it set at the bottom of the barrel and basically the bottom of the threads. Now I happen to bring along my handy dandy bayonet. And in test fitting it earlier, it's the tight in the machining, but as you can see, I think that'll be a proper fit right in there, and the bayonet will sit there. So that being said, let's see if she'll wedge on and cooperate. Yep. So there we go. So we've got the bayonet in the right position, and it is again, the machining brand new. It's kind of tight. but it does work. Now, Kel-Tec has listed a bayonet on their website. I don't think it's available, at least not at the time of this video, or in stock, but it's a folding knife, a folding bayonet. So it would be a interesting addition. I think I'll stick with my old Marine Corps bayonet here. Okay, we've got the bayonet lug seated almost all the way down, and again the lug is at the bottom with the set screw towards the back. And we've got in the kit from Kel-Tec, we've got a set screw and a wrench to turn it, which is convenient. And basically, I don't think this thing's meant to keep pressure on it or anything like that. It's just to keep it in place. There is a ridge in the threads here at the bottom that set screw will lock into and keep it from obviously unscrewing, but also any movement. It is a tight threading when you thread it on, and in fact you can see I'm going to do some little touch up here as it went down the machining. Against the machining is very tight, the tolerance. So from that, so set screws in alignment with the milled groove in the threads there, and I've tightened it down. It doesn't really say how tight, but it's pretty tight. Yeah, the wrench was starting to bend, so that tells me it's pretty tight. And again, with the threads being so tight, this thing wasn't moving anyway. It's just a matter of now it can't unscrew. I guess to be completely thorough, we could have used a little Loctite. Might go back and do that in the future. So one of the nice features here, if you'll notice, the ejection hole and the gas port are both accessible. They're not going to be in the way in any way. The bayonet lug does protect the threads for the most part, except for that last 4. It looks like 4.5 threads. So pretty neat little accessory. Of course, that precludes you from using the quad rail or some of the other accessories that are out there, but it seems to work pretty well. Okay, so there you go. The bayonet on the RFB attached, you can see it protects the threads except for maybe the last 4, and it does not get in the way of the ejection port or the gas port, the ejection tube, the gas port. So seems to work pretty well.